Hello, welcome. So we are going to go ahead and create our very own gradient. It's going to be a red gradient with a red border around it, and it's going to look really terrific. And then we will do some other fun things with it. Wow. Oh, Minka's very excited about us creating a little red gradient here today. So what we are going to do is when you are in the website, and let's go over to the website. So you are here and you're saying, okay, I am going to go ahead and do these first couple of steps. We'll do HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript. And JavaScript, when we do all three pieces, that's when we get our really nice result. Our red color that transitions into a lighter red color that then transitions all the way into this very, very light color here. And it possibly transitions into some white and we just don't see it. It blends in the background. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to go ahead and we see this HTML code here. Let's go ahead and click right here and it says edit on CodePen. And we get the blank CodePen that I set up for you in the website as the tutorial. So we want this to go into your dashboard. And so the first thing we're going to do is click this button right here that says fork. And that is going to go ahead and make a copy of this, of what we're creating, this red gradient, in your dashboard. So go ahead and click settings, and instead of the pen title blank, you can write red gradient with a red border. And pen description, you can say making a red gradient with a red border. Okay, and you don't have to do anything with tags. You can leave it to public and go ahead and hit save and close. So now when you open up your dashboard right here, when you're logged into CodePen, you're going to see red gradient with a red border. Fantastic. Okay. The first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and create a shell for our canvas ID or canvas element. And so we're going to go ahead and do that by hitting open bracket, exclamation point, doc type, all in caps, HTML. Let's add another HTML tag right here. Fantastic. Whoops. We want to close that end bracket. Let's go ahead and we will skip the head bracket and go right to body, since we're just fooling around. If we were actually creating a real website, we would want to go ahead and create that head and put in a title and any metadata that we need, but we're not doing that right now. We're just going to go ahead and create a gradient. So we opened up our body tag, and remember, anything in body your audience sees. So here is our canvas element that we are creating, and I want it to go ahead and have a unique ID of, quote, my, lowercase m, canvas. That's just what the unique ID is called. And I went ahead and made that C capitalized. I closed that bracket, and I'm going to go ahead and end my canvas tag. Okay, so I have an open canvas tag with a unique ID, my canvas, and then I went ahead and made a closed canvas tag, and that whole thing is my canvas element. It has nothing in it right now. You won't see anything down here in the browser. And then I go ahead and close my body tag, and I close my HTML tag. And now let's go ahead, and the second step of our website is, so we see nothing in our result for just our HTML in our canvas. It's blank right now. So let's go ahead and do a little CSS. And in the CSS, we can go ahead and start all over again and click on edit on CodePen, or we can just go back into our red gradient that we've been working on. And we're going to go ahead and add this, my canvas border red solid 10 pixels. So basically we're saying for the my canvas element that we just created, we want to put a border around it. We want it to be solid red, and we want it to be 10 pixels in width. So it really stands out. And this is what we're going to go ahead and get. So for over here, I want to do hashtag my lowercase canvas with uppercase C, open curly, and I'm going to say border colon red solid 10 pixels semicolon, and then I have my closed curly bracket. Okay, now really nothing has happened except making this nice little border. All right, no problem. So then we go back into our web page, and this is where the real meat of the gradient is. We're going to go ahead and create a variable C, and we're going to go ahead and get this document by element ID called my canvas. We're going to create a get context 2D, and we're going to create a red and white gradient. And we're doing that with our create linear gradient, which just means that is the type of gradient, that is the line type of gradient that we're creating. And these, this 0, 0, 200, and 0 are just coordinates, x, y, and coordinates. This is x starting point, y starting point, x stopping point, y stopping point, for anybody who's interested. And then we're going to go ahead and add a color stop. So we're going to go 0, that's another coordinate, red, and add color stop 0, 1, white. And then here's another comment, fill gradient with the color. So we're going to go ahead and say CTX fill style equals gradient, or GRD. And then fill rec, and that is 10, 10, 150, and 80. Again, more coordinates that just say where these colors are going. All right, simple. So you can use the CodePen that you've been working on, or you can open up a new one. I put a blank one in there. And this is going to be our result. All right, so let's go back in here and type in this JavaScript. So the JavaScript again is variable C, and we're going to call document get element by, not that kind of by ID, open parentheses, quotes, my canvas. And you should recognize that my canvas from where we created it, this unique ID right here. And then we're going to go var ctx equals c get context, open parentheses and quotes 2D. Fantastic. So far, so good. Now let's make our little comment. So I do / create the red and white gradient. All right, var grd, okay, equals ctx dot create linear, that's the type of gradient, comma 0, 0, 200, 0, end quotes, semicolon. Now let's do grd add color stop 0, quotes red, and I have that capitalized in the directions. GRD add color stop 1, comma, white. And I'll go ahead and change this to capitalized red since I had that in the directions. Semicolon, / fill, gradient with color as a little note to ourselves and anybody else who looks at our code. And then CTX, here's where we're filling it. CTX fill style equals GRD. And I can add a space there if I want. CTX dot fill rec. And then add more coordinates. 10, 10, 150, 80. And voila, we have our beautiful, beauteous gradient. So a gradient is a color that transitions into another color. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's talk about the star of this lesson. It's JavaScript. And I absolutely love these gradients because in this lesson because it's pretty easy to read, right? So when we do the, when we use these terms, let's go and think about what get context means. So it means this is a built-in object within HTML, and it has properties and methods for our drawing. So when we go ahead and say, let's get context 2D, we're actually calling on a method that is used, and it's built in right into our JavaScript. And when we set our gradient fill style, we go ahead and say, all right, this is exactly how we want it to look. We're going to go ahead and start at 10 and then 10 and then 150 and then stop at 80. So it's giving us the color or the gradient or the pattern. So we can go ahead and make this a pattern of flowers if we wanted to. We could make it a solid color. We could make it 2 different types of gradient colors. So let's say if we change this to, instead of white, let's change this to green. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, a little bit of Christmas color for you there. Okay. And then you can go ahead and fool around with these as much as you want. We're going to go and do some challenges next. So, but this, go ahead and read through this and fool around with this a little bit and let me know what you think.